Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of Everyone Dice, an all queer, wonderful tabletop role playing group. I'm Kacey, I'm your DM, and last session we had a pretty big encounter, and this one's probably going to be a lot of role play, a lot of character stuff, so it's going to be juicy. So gonna pass the mic off so we can get into it to the wonderful Kiana Lynn.
Yes, so we are part of the Be Gay Roll Dice Podcast Network, which is a network of incredible LGBT plus actual play podcasts. And this week, I wanted to tell you all about Tabletop Roulette. Tabletop Roulette is an actual play anthology podcast featuring a rotating cast of GMs, players, and games, especially focused on uplifting the voices of people from marginalized backgrounds. They play all sorts of games and are always looking for new players and GMs, as well as fun new games to try, kind of keep things spicy and fresh and fun. You can find them on Twitter at TTRPG Roulette, which is ROULETTE, or on the Discord listed on their account there. You guys definitely got to check it out. It's a great show, especially if you like to see a whole bunch of different new things. Keep it fresh every week. It's great. And also, just like last week, there is not going to be an art raffle. Started a new job. It's exhausting, but great. And so no art raffle. That's gonna be all for me, so on to Scotty.
Right. We have the same announcement we had last week. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Consider subscribing to us on Twitch. Join our Discord so you can hang out with us. We're really wanting to start playing games with the community. You know, shit like Among Us, or I had other games
Fall Guys.
and didn't, or Fall Guys, or various other fun multiplayer games. I really like playing Torchlight too. Yeah, Jackbox.
The audience would be so good, especially if we do the D&D Jackbox that we did that one time.
Ooh,
that would be fun.
Where we play as our characters. It's great. It's
we really like playing as our characters. It's a lot of fun.
I also resubbed to Final Fantasy 14, so
yes,
me and AJ play Final Fantasy 14, so you can join us
if there's enough of you guys, we might be able to start our own FC. That would be fun.
That would be great.
Yes.
I'm actually wearing my Final Fantasy shirt today. It's great.
Oh, you are?
Come join me and join Kacey. You can meet my small boy, and I assume Casey's cat person, because that's what you said you were going to play.
Yeah, leaning very heavily towards cat lady because I want to be pretty.
I think
it's fair.
A cat boy and a big Rogaden. I think
I like the Rogaden.
The two characters that I had when I played. I don't like the game enough to sub to it, sadly. I'm really picky about MMOs, though. I enjoy hearing about them. Anyway, come hang out with us in Discord. We're officially a community server.
I'll send you screenshots.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, of course, in the Discord, we also talk about, we're going to talk about other projects we're working on, and we also talk about projects that we like to support. Things like the Mañana comic anthology, the Latinx sci-fi comics anthology that just recently funded on Kickstarter. Just various other projects by all queer people, people of color, disabled people. We fit those voices. We want to uplift other people with those voices. So, come hang out with us, build a community.
It'll be fun.
And we're nice and we don't bite.
Unless
some of us don't.
Unless you pay for that.
It's up to you guys to find out which ones do.
It's Aaron. It's only Aaron.
It's Aaron, of course.
So as you can tell, we're all in a weird mood today.
Yes, but I think that's okay. D&D is meant for weird moods, but I think we're ready to dive in. Unless we have some more announcements. Anything? No?
Check out Grinding Coffee. They're a great LGBTQ Black-owned business. They're great. You can use our affiliate code or affiliate link or code Compass Rose Productions, and you get a discount. You help out not one, but two businesses, and you get a discount, and we get commission.
You cut out right when you said queer-owned. So it was like you saw a
I was
report,
still
not
pressing
one,
my
but
button.
2
But they're a
businesses.
queer-owned business. You can help out not 1 but 2 queer-owned businesses with our affiliate link or our code Compass Rose Productions, and you guys
Compass
get a
Rose
discount.
Pro.
We get
Code is Compass
Compass
Rose
Rose
Pro.
Pro. You guys get a discount. We get commission.
Yeah. All right then. I think it's time to venture into Valera. When last we ventured forth, the 5 of you, accompanied by Valace and Gideon, made your assault on the temple to take it back from the Redcaps. You fought the leader, a man known as Silas, who turned out to be something more than a man, something you later learned was called a Vulekta. You slew him, rescued Lonely Lizzie's heart, and prevented the completion of whatever ritual he was trying to perform. You made your way back to Careholt to rest, recover, and perhaps even celebrate your accomplishments. And that is where we pick up right now. Shay.
Why did I know you were going to start with me?
Well, because
Chronologically, it makes the most sense.
that's why. So you and Gideon are heading back to his abode near the top. His hovel is rather small and sparse. It's almost Spartan-esque. There's really not a lot of accoutrement to really show that he has lived here, other than like clothes and whatnot. He brings you into this sort of, it's like 2 rooms, and he's kind of very out of it right now. And he moves to the kitchen and begins sort of preparing some kind of dish. You see in a moment that it's tea he's preparing, and some kind of little crackers and biscuits and whatnot, something to nibble on.
Did we stop and get food on the way back? Because I mentioned before that we were going to stop and buy some kind of, I don't know, comfort food type thing.
I blanked on that. I will say it is, you arrive fairly late, so there is no place other than the last home. You could go to the last home if you want, but
that's fine.
Yeah, Gideon makes mention that he's got some nibbles at his home, so he finishes preparing the sort of little meal, not really meal, but little comfort snack that you are having, sets it on a small round wooden table, and sits down, very clearly aware that there's going to be some kind of conversation.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of conversation. I think Shay is a little bit uncomfortable because she knows there's going to be some important conversation. You know how sometimes when you go over to somebody's house and you're not really sure what you're supposed to do because you've never really been there before, so you're just kind of sitting there just awkwardly, like you don't know what to do with your hands kind of thing. That's what Shay's doing.
That sure was something, huh?
Yeah, I can't say I've seen anybody like Silas before.
I really wish I could say the same.
Yeah. What did you do to him? I mean, you went in there and...
He grips his right arm I sealed him away in
Gonna have to be a little more specific than that.
the techniques that I practice are about removing corruption from the world, sealing them away so that they can't harm anyone else. And I wanted to make sure that he was gone.
And how does that affect you?
Well, as you can see, I can't really unwrap this arm, at least not much. Most students who study this have like a vessel where they seal it away, a vase or an urn or a phylactery or something. But due to some circumstances, I didn't have that when I first sealed things away, and well, then this became my vessel.
I guess there's no going back from that.
Yeah, not really. Eventually I'll have to remove it and destroy it, but I've got some time still.
I think Shay looks kind of really worried. Kind of really.
I'll be okay. I've managed this far for, I don't know, almost 2 decades.
Well, you gave me a big secret, so I feel like I kind of owe you a secret.
If you want, I wasn't doing a trade. It just, you deserve to know that. And
Yeah, and I mean, it's, you deserve to know about where I come from and who I am, because I haven't been 100% honest with you.
he gestures for you to continue.
And she is going to shift into Changeling Shay. I'm sure you know what Urtu is like and who lives there, so I feel like this probably isn't much of a surprise, but yeah. You probably also know why I choose not to look like this. But yeah, I figured you deserve to know.
He reaches across the table with his left hand and gently caresses your cheek and just says, "You're still Shay."
Yeah. And I think she's quiet for a little bit after that, because that was a really big, deep moment. And where do you go from that? And I think for a while they probably just talk about nothing in particular. And they eat their snacks, and they don't really do anything super deep after that. But I think right before they are about to go down for the night, I think she mentions So what are you gonna do next? Where are you planning on going?
That is a very good question. Now that I know that the Volecta are active and the Synod are making some kind of preparations for something, I have to go speak with Phaeton. He needs to know. They need to know. And I'll probably end up going somewhere. I don't really know where.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going either. I mean, we've been looking into the moon gates and all that stuff, so that's probably our big thing right now. But I don't really know where we're going after that.
Well, I know there's a moon gate here in Carroll. Probably what brought you all here. And there's one near where I grew up, in Ushesk. But I don't really know much about where the rest of them might be.
We have an idea.
Oh, that's good, at least.
Just means we're going to be kind of going everywhere, so.
I don't want to be too forward, but I don't want to go that long without talking to you.
Me either. And I don't know when I would see you again, so.
Yeah, I have something that could help us with that. I mean, the talking part, at least. And he stands up and he makes his way into the other room, which you assume is a bedroom. He's gone for a couple seconds. He comes back with a dark, polished, like reddish brown box. And he sets it on the table and opens it up. And there are 2 earrings inside. These were given to me by Phaeton. I used to work with a partner when I was younger and not as strong, and these let us keep in communication. As far as I know, there's no limitation on distance, but we do have to be on this plane. So
I don't think I'm going to another plane anytime soon.
let's hope
I
not.
don't even know how you would do that, so.
Yeah, I really don't know either, but at least this way I could hear your voice and you could hear mine.
like that. And she'll just take one.
He'll take the other, and he puts it in. It's sort of a silver kind of metal. It's almost like a hanging earring, but it's like got one ring in it, and the sort of jewel hanging from it is dark reddish purple.
And, you know, when we're in the same town, of course we'll see each other. I don't know when that'll be.
Yeah.
It'll be really hard for us not to run into each other.
And I don't mind taking a detour. You know.
And I think that's about it that she has to talk to him about. And I think they just they don't have sex, I should mention, because I know that's what you're all thinking. No, they do not.
Not what I was thinking, but...
No.
Well, because I told you that they weren't. But they do spend the night together, they cuddle, and they just kind of recover from everything.
It's a very comforting night for both of you. It's very needed, and there's this tension in the air that you both kind of know is like things are happening now, and you don't necessarily know what they are, and it's hard, but you both lean on each other through the night and have a very pleasant sleep. The rest of you, is there anything the rest of you would like to do before bedding down for the evening?
Not.
I think Bernie is going to go on a walk alone to some sort of garden, park, semi-private space. If there is such a thing.
There are gardens, and there are areas of Careholt that are what you would acquaint to be a park, but a lot of Careholt is like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Then just
And
something that's kind of like off to the side, not a lot of people are...
Yeah. Well, it's
passing
late,
by.
so there's honestly not many people around. You see the occasional guard and whatnot, but they kind of just give you a nod of acknowledgement and let you go on your way.
Great.
Is there anything you would like to do on your walk?
I think Bernie's just sort of talking to Delilah in her head on her walk until she finds a place to sit down that's more permanent. And then I think she just, watches the sky, enjoys the night, talks to her ghost GF. Just has some privacy before bed.
You feel almost as if your hand is being squeezed as you are conversing with her. And the topic comes up of what you'd all just experienced. And Delilah says, "You were quite amazing out there. You know that, right?"
Go! You don't have to say that.
Oh, I'm well aware I don't have to say it, but you were pretty magnificent.
Yeah, well... Oh, am I still here?
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
Am I still here?
Yep, we can see you. Still, yep.
Okay, cool. She says, thank you, Delilah. Do you know, I don't think I could be doing most of what I am without you by my side. I know I couldn't be doing hardly any of it.
Well, much as I do appreciate the fluff to my ego, I think you are much more capable than you give yourself credit for, my dear. I know that I might give you strength, but you have an inner strength that does not come from me. And it is beautiful.
I love you.
I love you as well.
I'm so sad. I wish that I could just hold your hand. Really hold your hand.
I know. I wish that too. One day, hopefully soon, we'll be able to hold hands together and walk in a garden.
Not hopefully. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen.
Well, after that delightful show in the mountains, I am not one to doubt you.
No, of course. Are you saying you doubted me before?
Well,
That's a mistake, Delilah.
oh, well, I've been known to have a few mistakes in my life, but you are not one of them.
And of all mine, you are not one either.
I'm glad. Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything, my dear.
What do you think of everybody? Of all the girls?
Your compatriots.
Yeah.
They're an interesting lot.
That's one way to put it. A very nice way to put it.
I think ragtag group is fitting, but they have light in them. They are very warm to be around, much like yourself. I think that you have found yourself a very good group of people to associate with.
I think so too. And, you know, it's not like I've ever truly been alone since we left home. But, I don't know, it's nice. I mean, I love it when you laugh at my jokes, but I definitely needed more recognition on my jokes. I needed more people to laugh. You understand, I'm sure.
Very much. I will make sure to laugh hard for all four of them.
Exactly, because sometimes I make a joke and you're the only one that laughs, and I hear it in my head, and it's wonderful, but then I'm like, well, why is nobody else laughing? Delilah thinks I'm funny, but I can't say that.
Well, I don't think that they understand your humor.
No, they don't.
the
They
way
don't
I do.
appreciate me. No, of course not.
No, you're definitely woefully underappreciated in the humor department.
Thank you, Delilah. As you know, I say it frequently. I do say that.
Well, I will just make sure that you are appreciated 4 times over.
That's all I need. I just spend some time. We talk, we laugh, we joke. You know, it's nice to get away from, like, she's feeling a sort of clarity, like almost getting away from all the shit that had been building up and bothering her before. about Gerhardt and this whole Onyx Fist, Onyx Thorn thing. You know, I think that she's away from that now. She felt like she accomplished something. She felt like she'd been spinning a lot of her wheels and not actually get anything done, but tonight she did something. And I think that she feels really good, and she's sort of fitting back into her relationship with Delilah in a way she wasn't really able to while she was so stressed out. And I think she just leaves the park that night and heads back to the inn, feeling really at peace and happy. Just nothing weighing her down. Just happy. And in love with her ghost GF.
Perfect. Yeah. You spend some time there before making your way back home, like you said, at peace.
I would like to towards Zala.
Zala's probably sitting up doing some little finger weaving with, no, not finger weaving. She's got out her tatting bobbins. She's working with lace, making something, or working with silk and making something lace.
Hey, you like flowers, right?
I do.
I wanted to try something new with the moon lily. Did you want to come?
Sure, I suppose. Let me, put this away. She's gonna very delicately set it back in its box so that none of the tatting bobbins get dislodged or misplaced and ruin the pattern.
Alright, and then we go and try... Well, we find the cart and Steven. Which, give him a nice little pat.
Mm-hmm. He looks very well taken care of. He has been brushed recently. His hooves have been, taken care of. He looks very pampered and very happy.
And so I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants.
Oh, you're gonna cast that? Okay.
Great.
Cool. What does that look like, Eloise?
I think it would look like Aloise going down and like whispering to the plant, and all of a sudden you can see its little leaflets start to move all by themselves.
All right. So the sort of leaves and petals of the lily sort of shift, almost like there's a wind picking up with them, but there is no wind. And it sort of twists, and you get the feeling that it is looking at you.
Hi, we're gonna get...
Hello!
I wanted to cast Speak with a Plant so that Zala could hear as well.
Okay. Is that a thing you can do, speak with plants?
Technically, rules as written, speak with plants and speak with animals are self-only. But it's up to you.
Yeah,
I've
but
already kind of fudged speak with animals.
Yeah, rules as written is kind of boring.
Yeah.
Why can't I cast it on others?
I will say, if you want to cast it on Zala, you definitely can. It would be another, expenditure of that slot.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so Zala, you hear that too.
I'm sorry. Did the flower just speak?
Yeah, my
I
magic
did.
is letting... I'm letting them talk right now with my magic.
I always talk to you, though.
But I can't understand you. I'm sorry.
I'm always saying hello.
Um, do you need anything? Are you doing well?
I would ever so much like to see the moon again.
That can be arranged. And I get the big thing of trough water or whatever we're calling it and stick it in the moonlight where we can. Do they have any sort of buds yet from my druid crafting?
They are beginning to bud. Um, it's those very small, fresh buds, but it is beginning to take effect.
Okay. I am going to cast Druidcraft then to get their buds to bloom.
Oh, that tickles!
Would it be alright if my friend had a few of your blossoms?
As long as they're very careful.
And you know I'll take good care of you. Tomorrow we got a big day for
I
you.
know. What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm gonna make sure you go big and strong and very healthy.
I like that.
Zala?
Sorry, I'm very thrown by this. I wasn't expecting to hear a voice from a flower. I will...
Not just a flower, the whole plant.
Yes, I will only take one bloom for book.
You're ever so kind. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to take more than I need.
That's very kind of you. And the plant sort of shifts, and it looks like they're offering you one of their buds.
I will very carefully pull it out to put in my journal.
Just a sec, I gotta make note of that voice.
And I'm gonna tie a little bit of damp moss where it's caught so it gets healed up.
You're so kind to me, Eloise.
Well, of course. You know, you help out a lot of people with your blossoms. You know that?
Do I? I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know.
They can make really, really strong healing potions. So that when they get
What's
hurt,
that?
they'll get... Well, it makes it so that when they get hurt, they can get all fixed up. Just like how the moss is gonna do for you.
I like knowing that I can help people heal.
Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of your family, they just don't seem to do well. Do you know why? I've heard that they're kind of finicky.
I'm afraid I don't know why. Where you found me, it's a very special place. There's lots of magic there. Maybe that's why.
Well, I'm glad that I've been giving you the magic you need every day then.
I hope this won't be the last time we speak.
Of course not.
Excellent. I'm ever so excited for us to talk again.
Mm-hmm. Now you soak up that moonlight, little one, and have a nice night.
Goodbye, Eloise. Goodbye, tall one.
Goodbye.
Thank you again. And then I pat Stephen as I head out.
He kind of nuzzles into your pat.
In village, we talk a lot about spirits of forest and how forest speaks with us. Never so literally.
What do you mean?
They don't use words to speak to us. Usually. We don't often literally speak to trees or plants.
Maybe it's just my town then. Because they used to happen, like all the druids let us talk to the plants all the time with their magic.
We speak more often with animals, but even then, not language we can necessarily understand and carry conversation in. There is understanding, but not to that level.
Would you like to speak to the animals?
Oh,
I can do that.
No, you've been very kind to share the plants with me tonight. I appreciate it.
No, I'm not really good at talking about stuff like this, but I really do appreciate you guys just going along with what I said and coming here. um the pale tree would not have survived if we hadn't come as soon as we had.
I know. I wanted to help. It's part of my code. I wish you had been more forthcoming with what you needed here. I trust people. It is what I do. But you should know you can trust us too.
I try to as much as I do trust you, but there's certain things I'm not allowed to talk about, and I didn't even know if the pale tree was actually going to be here.
If you want our help with these things that you're not allowed to talk about, you still need to tell us something. There's only so much people can take on faith, especially with friendships as new as ours are.
Okay. I won't do it in the future. I'll make sure to tell you.
Okay.
And everyone else.
There are obviously still things you can keep to yourself. There are things I cannot share with people. How I got these, my tattoos, I cannot share that. That's a secret I must guard. It's not my secret to tell. But if I needed help, I would be forthright with you all. It's the only fair way to ask for help.
Do you think Bernie would like to talk with the Moon Lily?
I'm sure she would find it a very interesting experience.
And there was that singing tree, right? Maybe Cordelia would want to talk to that.
I'm sure she would find that very interesting as well.
I don't know what to do for Shay.
Shay's a little difficult to read, I think. But I'm sure if you speak with her more, you'll find something.
Maybe? I'll need to think on it.
All right. And then do the two of you head back to sleep?
back to my lace work at least.
All right. So the two of you head back towards the hall that has sort of been rented or given to you temporarily for shelter. Cordelia and Bernie, you were just headed to sleep, I assume?
Cordelia was. Bernie was having a ghost date.
Yeah, after her ghost date, though. I assume
yeah.
just sleep. All right.
Bedtime.
So, Alois and Zala make their way home. Alois heads to bed. Zala stays up a little longer working on some lace work before heading off to sleep as well. Cordelia,
That's me.
you are awoken at some point late in the evening,
Don't like
or
that.
perhaps early in the morning, by the sound of a lyre being played from the front hall of the room, like the place you were given. There's a front hall, and then there's the two rooms. You hear it coming from the front hall.
Is her instant reaction would be to check if her lyre is still by her side. Oh, then in a panic she's gonna run and follow the noise. But she's wearing her pajama heels, so it's probably a bit slow.
I'm sorry, her what?
Her bed, her nighttime heels. Just sleeping in.
She wears heels to
Slipper
bed?
heels.
I just,
Little
yeah,
funny
slipping
buggy
heels.
Slipper heels.
I just decided.
Sure, why not?
Here's the
Never.
question: does Cordelia kick a lot at night? Because if so, I feel bad for anybody who has to ever sleep next to her. They're gonna get stabbed with Cordelia's slipper fucking stilettos. This is ridiculous.
Okay. Crossing to the front room, you see that a single candle burns on the center table. Center table.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. Casting a faint light on a single figure sitting in one of the corners of the room. A figure who seems to be strumming on a lyre that looks eerily familiar.
Can I see who the figure is?
What you can tell is that this figure is shrouded in sort of basic looking traveling attire, but what immediately catches your attention is that you cannot see their face. They are wearing a circular mask that is covering their entire face. It is a mask, and it's sort of in a neutral expression.
Yeah, I think she's still just panicked. So she's gonna just march up and try and take it, try and snatch it, which is dumb from my point of view, but not from hers.
So you cross towards this figure and reach out, trying to grab the lyre back. As your fingers close over the lyre, you see nothing in your hand, yet you hear it from behind you. And you turn around, and the figure is still sitting there. This time the mask has shifted into a slightly like a smile, but almost like a smirk.
Excuse me. I think you have something that belongs to me.
I believe that you have something that belongs to me.
Possibly.
Only possibly.
Well, yes, I'm still half asleep, so it's hard to figure out the correct odds. So I just say possibly.
Do you know the item of which I speak?
She's going to point at the lyre.
No, dear child. This used to be mine, but it does belong to you now.
Oh, then I'm afraid I don't know who you are or what you're talking about.
You stole one of my offerings, child. A very serious transgression.
In my life, I may have stolen many things, so I would appreciate a bit more specificity.
This figure sort of waves their hand in front of their face, and the mask shifts again into a more playful smile. I should probably clear the effect.
No, I like it.
A more playful smile. You walk past my altar. Many of your friends dropped a coin, but you took one. Why?
Well, in the interest of honesty, I took a few. I didn't think anyone was using them.
Child, I was using them.
No offense, but they were just sitting in a bowl.
Where else are my offerings supposed to sit?
In your wallet, milady.
Those bowls are as good as my wallet, as you claim.
I didn't realize, and I could pay you back in double what I took, if that would please you.
It is not the monetary value that grates me so, Cordelia.
Then what's the problem?
What grates me so is that you have stolen the hopes of those people who place the offering. They make an offering to me for many reasons, and you have stolen it.
Well, if they don't know, then they're still...
But I know.
And would you punish them for my taking their coins?
I would punish the thief who took their coins, and not the individuals who had their offerings taken.
Now, when you say punishment, is that a stern talking to and a return of the funds stolen?
Their hand waves in front of their face again. And it's a much sterner looking face this time. I come to you like this merely because of who you are associated with. Were you not a member of the quartet, I would do oh so many horrible things to you, dear.
Well, then I'm glad I am. Not sure what that is, but I'm glad I'm part of it. It's great news.
The figure reaches into their traveling attire, and you don't see where they pull it from, but they pull out what looks to be a sheet of music. They set on the table and slide it toward you.
So I will pick it up and read it.
There are no notes on this sheet music. It is entirely blank. However, at the top of the page is written, "The World's Whisper." Your benefactor wishes that I pass this message along. You are to find the world's whisper and help them complete the course.
Well, yes, I of course am excited to do that. Slightly confused and quite scared of you, but that's good news.
No. They extend a hand. My offering, child.
I don't actually remember exactly how many coins it was. So
You would... Sorry. You would be able to easily determine which coins it was because they were quite old.
I just mean, like, how much do I need to subtract from my money?
I don't know. How much did Cordelia take? Ballpark it. Like, you said you took a sum, so...
At the number, like 4 gold rings a bell, something like that.
There you go. So subtract 4 gold.
I'm gonna give double. I will also give my own offering of money and penance.
You watch as the older coins fall directly into their hand, and the newer coins that you are offering fall through their hand and clatter to the table.
Well, alright.
You need not bribe me, child.
It wasn't a bribe.
I merely ask that, should you come across such offerings to any of the gods, be very careful, because not all of them are as forgiving as I am.
Yeah, you are a kind and merciful god, being, as I can see. So,
Nothing of the sort.
yeah, it was sarcastic and fear. Sarcasm and fear is. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I think it's not good.
Their hand waves in front of their face again, and they have a wide smile on their face. You make me laugh, Cordelia. I can see why the Concordance enjoys you so.
I aim to please, to entertain the masses, which I suppose you are part of.
I am. Now, should you aim to please, find the world's whisper, the last note for the Concordance.
Any you've given me a blank piece of paper. Any
I have?
hint? Hot or cold?
My hint is simply this. Find the quartet. You are one of 4. There are 3 others like you. They will help you collect the whisper. They will help you perform the concert. And it will be beautiful.
That's a good hint. Thank you.
Because you have been moderately respectful of me, I would like to offer you and your companions a small boon. Something to remember me by.
I'm never one to say no to a boon.
They reach into their cloak once again and pull out what looks like a deck of cards. They set it on the table and say, "Now, back to bed with you."
Can I have my lyre back?
I would like to play it a little bit more, but I promise to return it before you wake.
Well, that's fair enough, but only because I literally can't do anything about that, so good night. Don't break
Sleep
it.
well, Cordelia.
Casey,
Yeah,
please tell me that's not what I think it is.
it might
I
be.
think we're gonna find out later.
What's
Cordelia,
Jesus.
you wake from a dream, perhaps? Reaching over, you kind of instinctually wanting to check if your lyre is there. You find it is. You bring it up to just make sure it's real, and you can see a new etching along the top. A pair of silver embossed wings are on both sides of the top of the harp. And I'm going to drop this in your journal.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And afterward, you eventually manage to drift off to sleep.
Thinking, man, gosh, home was crappy, but it was much simpler. And there was like 10 different sleep slippers to choose from. It was great.
Did you have platform sleep slippers?
Who do you think she is? Someone that doesn't have platform sleep slippers? That's just nuts.
Dumb question, Aaron. Of course she did.
So the rest of you sleep through the night, some of you more restful than others. You wake in the morning. As the four of you that are in your current residence make your way out to the front room, you see a deck of cards sitting in the very center of the table and a candle that is about half burned down.
Was someone playing card games last night? So I was gonna go, like, pinch out the candle flame.
Oh, the
Something
candle.
like
The
that.
candle's.
Oh, it wasn't
the
lit?
candle's out.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Never
it was
mind
out.
then.
But
I wasn't personally. I don't know if I was the last one to turn in though.
No, I had a friend over
You
in
didn't
the
tell
middle of
us?
the night. No,
We could have said hi.
Well,
it was really late.
We should
And
return their
not
deck
fun.
to them.
I think it's a gift. I
that actually is perfect because I know a trick that involves a deck of cards.
I'm gonna
Bernie's
go up and pick up the deck of cards and hand it to Bunny.
fantastic.
Oh boy.
All right, it's kind of complicated if we all want to take a seat at the table.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad I'm not here.
And I will say, do you think Shay went to go sleep with Gideon, or did you tell us that you were going to spend the night with Gideon, or did you just walk
You
away? From
probably saw her walk away with him.
I hope so. She didn't. I don't think she came back last
Wait.
night.
Wait, Bunny. What is your trick involve?
Yes. All right. Let me kind of do the setup, and I'm going to pull the deck of cards out of the box.
not in a box.
Oh, they're just loose. This is a deck of cards.
It is a set of 20 cards.
All right.
Bunny.
Yeah, it's something I had picked up. With
Can
the
you-
last
Why
impression.
would you do this to us, Casey?
Can you explain in advance what the trick is?
Listen, alright, first I have to do the setup, and I will scatter all 20 cards onto the table, just loosely in a pile, and I will say, the three of you each pick up one card, then place them back in, we're going to shuffle them all up, and then I will pull your 3 cards from the pile.
Okay.
Perfectly.
Who's picking a card first?
I
God damn
do
it.
think that that's a good idea, Bunny.
Why?
I can Cordelia quickly make a Arcana check or religion check on these cards?
You can make an Arcana check, yes.
Because I don't think she would believe that they're just normal cards.
What if they were just normal cards, just magic to seem like they're magical cards, but they're really just there to fuck with you?
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, I played a wizard once who one of her big toys was a deck of illusions, and that was kind of fun.
16.
Deck of Illusions are very cool. So you don't really know what this is, but you do know that it is fairly powerful magic.
They're not just cards, they're like magic cards.
I picked this one.
All right, Aaron,
Okay.
roll me a d20, please.
Bernie's also going to look at a card now because
See,
she's confused.
Eloise would just go and do it because that is her character.
And here's Bernie's thing. If you just say these are magic cards and she hasn't seen the front yet, what do you think she's gonna do? She's gonna inspect one to see what it is. So I'm also picking a card.
You got what, sorry?
12.
You draw a card
And
that
then I hand it
is
to Bernie.
That's not what the game is saying.
Looking at it, it is a riderless chariot being led by a stag. And you see the card begin to glow slightly, and then the image fades from it. And Eloise, until the next long rest, you gain a +1 to all initiative rolls.
Okay, what card did I pull? Because I looked at a card too.
What number did you roll?
7.
You drew a card that looks to be a sprouting plant. However,
Uh-oh.
the card does not seem to glow, and the image does not seem to fade from it.
Can I make a check to see if I know what this is?
Yeah, I will. It's an Arcana check.
Not my strong suit, but that's okay. Let's see.
It's funny how 2 of the 3 magic people don't know anything about
3.
magic.
It's a 3.
Now, you don't. Does not really seem anything out of the ordinary for you.
Yours glowed, right? How do you feel, Eloise? Mine didn't do anything.
I feel great.
Okay, I'll draw another one.
Okay, roll me a d20.
I really think maybe you should stop.
15. I don't think anything. I don't know if anything's happening.
You draw what looks to be a card with a golden and silver crown inlaid with gems. And once again, nothing happens.
Huh, alright, well, I guess maybe if it glowed for Eloise, we should stop playing with them for now.
Oh, so if it doesn't do it for you,
I don't know. I didn't know what they were.
Why don't you draw then, Cordelia?
If
Make
you
me
would like to
look
draw,
through.
you seem suspicious. I just can't figure out what's happening.
I mean, nothing happened.
Never heard of anything like this.
I suppose the word boon has positive connotations, so what's the harm? I'll pick up a card. Five.
All right, hold on.
Boy, howdy.
You draw what looks to be a star in front of a blazing sun. And once again, nothing happens.
Maybe something only happens with first card?
I think so. Maybe we should buy like a box for this or something to keep it in then. Maybe we can find somebody in Carehold who knows more. I'm actually going to the boneyard today. Perhaps the priest there will know something.
Oh, that reminds me. Cordelia, I got a special something to show you today. I think you'll really like it. Yeah.
Is it a surgery or any form of amputation?
No, surprisingly.
Then I'm in.
I guess technically I could, but optional.
No, the surprise without dissection would be great.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Offer it right next to the Queer Heaven Now shirt.
Yeah. All right. So Alois and Cordelia are gonna head out, and Alois is going to show her something. Bernie, you are headed to the boneyard with
I believe
Zala?
I'm going with.
Yeah.
Shay, what are you doing with your day? You and Gideon wake up probably a little later than you normally do. You both needed a pretty good rest after everything. But you wake up, and it is the sun sort of streaming in through the window. It's very peaceful.
I feel like she probably goes back to the room to try to meet up with the group, but they're probably not there. Like, she gets there like 10 minutes after they leave.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have sending yet or anything. What a pain. We need to solve this.
I mean, she
We could have
probably...
left a note.
I was gonna say, she probably knows you guys are going to the boneyard.
Yeah, I've been
You guys
talking about it
talked
for a
about
while.
it.
Yeah.
So she's like... 'cause she doesn't
We're a
want to
loud
go to the
enough
boneyard.
group that we'd be
You
easy to
can-
find anyway.
The four
Yeah.
of you are.
We're very noticeable people.
I think you mean the three, because Shay's not overly loud.
Yeah, that's true.
I would
Three
even argue
members
that
of the group.
Cordelia is not really that loud.
Is that
Yeah.
Cordelia, Bernie, and Alois are loud. Zala is
I'm
Tall.
noticeable.
I think I'm loud. Maybe a little bit.
Bernie's loud.
Listen, my bar for loud is Jimmy, and that's very loud, okay? Bernie's nowhere near as loud as he is.
I don't think anyone could be.
He's a handful.
All right. Shay, are you going to do anything in particular? Like you said, you can pretty much assume that Bernie made her way to the boneyard because she's been talking about that since she learned about it.
I don't really think Shay has too many plans. So she'd probably just try to find the group.
All right. Give me an investigation check.
Because she's great at those. I didn't even get dice out today. That's how much I was not expecting to roll dice.
Should always be expecting to roll dice. I will throw a curveball at you.
Or Alois will.
That's
Or
a
Alois.
5.
So
She ends up back at Gideon's.
I will say no. You managed to find Alois and Cordelia as they're making their way through the city toward something. You're not sure what yet. And that's where I say we take our first break, our only break, and we will
don't
come
play
back.
long enough for 2 breaks.
We will come back with Alois and Cordelia and Shay and Bernie and Zala at the boneyard.
Fantastic. So we'll see y'all in about 10 minutes.
See y'all in about 10 minutes. Hello again. We are back from break. Thank you for... What's so funny, AJ?
Nothing. I mean,
Us
you
forgetting
can't
to
see.
take our medication.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you also can't see what I look like right now, which is
Gotcha.
all my dice is everywhere.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. So, who would like to go first? All right. Alois and Cordelia, as you make your way toward, you're going to the, are you going to the tree or the cart?
This tree.
Okay. Alois, you're not entirely familiar with where it is, so you're sort of leading Cordelia around before you spot it. And while you're walking, Shay finds you and joins your little group. You know,
What is Gideon doing?
Gideon said that he had to go and grab something for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Shay, where were you last night?
I wanted to make sure Gideon was okay.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Don't I?
Tell me what to do. I'm the DM.
I am making a polite request because you're my friend and I would be sad.
All right, that's fine. I accept polite requests.
So we're just going to the singing tree. Shay, do you want to come?
We are?
Sure. I don't really have
Yeah.
any other plans, so.
Unfortunately, I can only do this a few times a day, and I need one of the things to do something else I plan to do today. But maybe tomorrow I can show you what I'm showing Cordelia.
No, that's fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
So, when you get to the singing tree, you see, as I had originally described it, it's this. Hold on. These sort of wooden, like cylinders that are all stacked on top of each other, sort of making this helix pattern. I am gonna say I don't know if you would know. I don't know if you like if speak with plants would work on this, and I think Alois is thinking that as you look on this statue, because it's not planted, it is not technically alive, it is wood that has been cut and shaped and placed.
Huh, I thought it was an actual tree. Alloy says that out loud.
What?
Well, I wanted to thank you for helping me out, and I heard that there was a singing tree here, and what would be really cool if you could talk to the singing tree?
How? I mean, I could talk to it.
No, but for it to talk back too.
Like you do with animals.
Yeah, I can do it with plants now too.
Well, that's really nice of you to do that. You don't need to thank me. But it might not work, as it is not an actual tree.
No, it looks quite dead.
It's still quite a nice tree.
I think this is the first time Shay has seen it, though. And you all catch the wind as it picks up and sort of passes through this tree, makes this sort of mournful, sorrowful sound that is very ghostly.
Well, I wanted to let you talk to the tree, but I guess that's not happening. Do you guys want to watch while I work with the moon lily? It's gonna take a while, but
What are you doing with the moon lily?
oh, I'm gonna encourage it to grow very, very well.
Sure. I would love to see
It
how
will
you work.
it will take a while.
Well, I will play a tune to accompany your work.
Oh, that's good. Plants love music. Well, most things do.
Do they?
Mhm.
I suppose that makes sense. Um,
So the three of you make your way down to the cart. Alois, you
Pat
say,
Stephen.
yeah, you give Stephen a pat, and he seems genuinely happy to see Shay and Cordelia as well. Like he kind of does that little hop sort of thing, like, oh God, you guys are here. And you say hello to the moon lily, who seems to be brighter in color, like just a smidge brighter after its time in the moonlight.
I would also like to say it's been a couple days since you saw the moon lily set up. It was a bulb before. It hadn't even started to sprout. It is now a sprouted and bloomed plant.
Yeah, it is. It is a full-on moon lily that is growing more flowers on it as well. Like, it's quite impressive. All right, Alois, what does this 8-hour ritual look like?
I will say
Describe to us in vivid detail every hour.
We're gonna sit here for the next 8 hours. Join us for
Join us
Yeah,
for
did you
watching
know this is
grass
D&D
grow.
marathon stream?
Can that be the next Patreon goal after like 1 hour of
Watching
Silas
grass
ASMR?
grow.
It's like, yeah, slowly describing
God,
Aaron's ASMR, Eloise's ASMR, slowly describing how the moon lily grows. 1 hour Patreon goal. We'll each do one, right? I'll do one where I just write in a book for a whole hour.
Shay's yoga routine.
so.
That would be great.
So what I imagine it would do is it would imitate the immediate environment and things that the plant would need to fully and completely flourish, basically. So what I would imagine happen is that Alois's shadows come and wrap it up in like a almost cocoon-like, as inside it gets, the magic simulates what it needs to grow. And you see Alois like completely concentrated on doing this.
So
For the next
Cordelia and
8
Shay,
hours.
you watch as these shadows sort of rise up out of sunlight itself. There is no place where shadows would normally be, and like swallow this plant in like this dark, inky black cocoon. And Alois is just very focused on that.
And I would imagine, like in an actual cocoon, if you have enough light, you can sort of see into it if you press up against it.
I imagine the cocoon almost looks plant-like. Yeah. All right. So the three of you sit and watch this happen. Cordelia, you pull out your lyre, which you feel happy to have again, playing a small little tune to keep everyone, just happy and relaxed. Shay, I imagine Shay gets a little restless, but Yeah.
If it is 8 hours, they probably do take breaks. Like Cordelia
Yeah. Cordelia
grabs
probably,
lunch, brings it back for everyone.
that makes sense. You know, trade off on like, okay, it's a snack break. Shay, you go this time. You grab some things from either the kitchen, that communal kitchen place, or you go to the last home and order something. But you spend the next 8 hours or so just around Eloise, sort of occasionally wandering throughout the bottom level of Careholt, you know, seeing new sights and things like that.
And I imagine it almost starts to bulge out the closer we get to the end of the 8 hours.
Yeah, as the 8 hours begins to come to a close, the cocoon seems very full, and you can see greenery beginning to sprout throughout the. Like I said, it looks kind of like a closed bulb, and greenery is beginning to sprout around that. Bernie and Zala.
Oh boy.
The two of you are making your way toward the boneyard. You've been given directions on how to get there as swiftly as possible.
I'm very excited.
I know, it looked like you were bobbing along to some music.
Yeah, I'm vibing.
As you walk, you notice the sounds of the forest beginning to quiet. Not in an unnatural way, but almost like you feel that you're entering a hollow, like a hallowed, sacred area of the forest that normal creatures don't enter willingly. You come to this large, open area, and the easiest way to describe it would be a lush, bountiful garden of flowers and mushrooms. The only thing that looks man-made is a set of mausoleum-like stairs that lead deep into the earth. The mausoleum stairs themselves are adorned with bones. Bleached white bones and skeletons.
Barney, before we enter, is there anything I need to know about how I should behave?
I mean, it's hard to say. I know how the temples in Pyra work, but here they called a load of bones Damir. It seems different to me, but I would say just be yourself. Really.
Alright.
It's a place of safety and openness. They would never turn you away.
I simply do not wish to disrespect your god unintentionally.
No. I mean, the only way you could really do something like that would be to go against... I mean... And she goes very quiet. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to share this with you.
I'm excited to learn.
Okay, she goes in. She's very excited.
All right. The two of you begin making your way down the steps into the earth. And the steps themselves are made of hard, compact dirt. The walls are the same, and everything here has a vibe of naturalness to it. As you descend, another pair of footsteps can be heard. You descend further, and how are you guys descending the stairs, I should ask? Who is first?
Probably Bernie.
Yeah, Zala's
Okay.
not far behind Bernie, more beside than behind, but
Yeah.
definitely letting Bernie
And-
take the lead.
Zala, you are the immediate first person to see what looks like this faint, almost after image of a young woman. A young woman who looks to be holding Bernie's hand. And Bernie, as you descend, you begin to feel a hand in yours.
That's not unusual. Well, it's weird that I could hear footprints. So, Bernie looks at her hand and sees Delilah's.
You see Delilah's hand, and you look up to see her. More solid than you've seen her many times before. And let's have a little recap on what Delilah looks like.
Yes, Delilah is, I believe, a half-elf woman. So, pointy ears, very, very, very long brown hair that goes down to like below her butt cheeks. She's dressed in, I think, practical clothes like leathers. And she has a longer face and a longer, very strong nose, with very long eyelashes. She's like a little less muscular than Bernie is, but you can see it more because Bernie wears very poofy clothes and Delilah does not. And she's also, I think, a little bit shorter than Bernie, because I always forget Bernie's almost 6 foot tall. I think she's a little shorter. And I think when she sees her, Bernie just like stops breathing, and just stares. And then she looks at Zala. Is Zala looking at Delilah?
Zala's probably looking between Delilah and Bernie, and if Zala had eyebrows, she might look a little sad.
Bernie takes. She now is like, okay, this is real, and she can't help herself. I think she just starts like laughing and like smiling, and I think she just tries to pull Delilah into the first like real hug that she's had in a while.
You wrap your arms around her, and there is a solidity there that you've not felt in a long time, but she's not entirely solid. Like the way when you'd maybe like hug a large stuffed teddy bear, where it's like she's squishier, you can squish her a little more than you'd be able to if she was flesh and bone, but she is there. You can feel her. And when your arms wrap around hers, there's a moment of just stun, like a stunned look on her face before she throws her arms around you, and through a very emotional voice, she's fighting back tears. She says, I don't understand.
Bernie is full on crying, and I think the tears kind of singe as they like fall down her cheeks. And she says, "I don't either, but does it matter?"
It really doesn't. She hugs you tighter.
I'm gonna give her a big kiss. Hands on the cheeks, just a big ol' kiss.
She kisses you back and runs her fingers through your hair, strokes your cheek. If this is some kind of wonderful dream, if I finally made it to the afterlife,
Just shut up! That's not what's happening! This is happening. Hi.
Hi. She wipes your tears away before they can burn up.
Delilah, this is my friend Zala. Zala, this is Delilah.
Hello?
Hello. Sorry, I'm a bit of a mess. It's nice to meet you. Speak with some of Bernie's close friends.
My closest friend.
Honor to meet you.
Thank you for taking care of her so.
It is my duty.
Well, it's much appreciated. More than I can put into words.
Oh. Bernie just laughs. She's overjoyed. And she grabs onto Delilah's hands and says, "Okay, we should get out of the stairwell. Is this part of? Oh, we should talk to Koravar. He's the priest here. All right, okay. I have a lot of explaining to do, but that'll make. I'll do that in a little bit. Okay, let's go find Koravar."
Of course.
Do you still want me to stay here, or should I
Of
go
course.
back?
No, of course. I want you to be here.
Of course, Sala. It's alright if I call you Sala.
I'm sorry, I don't know you yet. I would prefer if you call me Bloodhand.
Of course, Bloodhound.
Oh, it's so tricky because, Delilah kind of has been here, all along. Okay, I have a lot of explaining to do, but we need to go talk to the guy. Wow. She wipes her eyes again and starts, much more hurriedly going down the steps.
You descend the last few steps before you're on solid ground again. Hard, compact dirt. Occasional stone that has been just ground into the floor. This is an labyrinthine looking area. There is a large open hall, and there are about 6 different passageways that sort of spiderweb their way outward. But seated at a very small wooden desk is a figure of a older, middle-aged looking man with sort of salt and pepper hair that looks to be thinning, brushed to the side, wearing decent looking clothing that is sort of dirtied, glasses sort of resting on his nose, writing in a book. And he looks up as you descend and says, "Ah, I see that you've all arrived. All 3 of you as well. Interesting. Interesting.
Were you expecting us?
I was expecting 2 of you. I wasn't... Well, the 3rd is a pleasant surprise, shall we say."
I look at Delilah, and then I look back at him, and I say, Corva, right? Are you?
Yes. Korova, yes.
My name is Bernie. This is Delilah, and Bloodhand.
Pleasure to meet the three of you.
It is an honor.
And I must extend my thanks, because I believe you are the ones who, well, assisted us in taking back the temple. Am I correct?
Assisted, yes, it was really the Fang. They made many great sacrifices to get us there.
I had heard of their sacrifices. I'm preparing some of their internment now, but I do not wish you to sell yourself short. I had heard that you all did a remarkable job for people not affiliated with our city. You defended it like it was your own home.
It was our duty to help.
Yes.
Oh, sweet Bloodhand. I do wish that there were more people like you in the world.
I do too.
I come
Farewell.
from a village of them.
Oh,
Perhaps one day my travels will bring me there. When I have a moment's rest from making sure that the rested are restful.
we didn't mean to disturb you, but
No disturbance. Something brought you here, though. Very few people visit the Bonelands on their own whims.
well, they should do so more often. It's a very well kept and beautiful place.
Pushes up the glasses. I thank you for that. I must say that the garden above is certainly, well, it's very well tended, thanks to... And he sort of gestures around.
I admire your skills greatly. I was never much one for tending to the raw fields back home.
Ah, you're from Pyra, are you?
I am.
The rot fields were an inspiration of sorts for the garden above. I just felt that the rot fields were very necessary. They lacked a natural beauty to them, if you don't mind my saying.
Well, I think that if I didn't know better, I would agree, but I must say, seeing your work above, the raw fields could definitely use some improvement.
You're too kind, Bernie. Too kind.
Do you mind if I sit with you?
Of course. And he gestures to the side. There are a couple other chairs there that look slightly dusty and not overly used. Please, sit. I am afraid I can't offer you much. I do have a pitcher of water if you would like a drink.
That would be wonderful.
Excellent.
I had a question for you. And I don't want to keep you from your work, but, and I look at Delilah. I've never been anywhere where this has happened before. What is so different?
Well, you see, this area of Careholt is a very important place to us all. This is where Udona passed. This is where her bones are interred. The veil between this life and the next is much thinner here. It is not uncommon to see the spirits of individuals long past walking these halls. It is why your friend here is now among us and not lingering behind you.
Well, that's incredible. I think Brady doesn't have anything else specific to ask him right now. I don't either. I can't think of anything. Zala, do you have anything you'd want to ask him?
Zala's here to watch and listen.
Okay, so I think that she is just going to sort of, she tries to start asking him all the things she did want to know, which, like, I don't think is a question, is a scene we have to play out. She mostly just wants to know, like, how he takes care of the garden, yada, blah, blah, like, all that sort of stuff. But I think she's very obviously distracted, because she wasn't expecting her ghost GF to be here. And I think that she's just clearly distracted. And maybe when the conversation reaches a lull, she says, "Thank you for talking with me today, Corvant. Do you think
Of course.
Do you think we might walk around and find a place to sit, and just enjoy the sights? I don't want to keep you from your work."
Of course. I must ask that you avoid, and he gestures to two tunnels to his immediate right. Right now, those two tunnels, I am preparing part of the internment for members of the Fang who passed, and, well, I wish that they not be disturbed.
Of course. Perhaps later this week, I could study under you a little bit and assist you.
I'm not sure how much I have to teach, but you are more than welcome. And he gestures to you as well, Zala. You or your companions are more than welcome to stop by the boneyard any time they would like. I understand that you, like myself, are a priest of Damir, and it would be interesting to pick your brain, as they say.
I think it would be interesting for me as well.
Well, you and any of your lovely companions are welcome in my abode, I suppose you could call it, anytime you would like.
I'm very much hoping to convince them to come down here, but I don't know. I have a feeling that at least one of them may find it a little disturbing, but I'm sure I can change her mind.
Death is a disturbing thing for many individuals, and I very much understand that. There is beauty in it as well. And he kind of gestures above, indicating like the garden.
She nods and says, I quite agree. Thank you for your time today.
You're very welcome. He adjusts his glasses and kind of gets back to writing.
I will go find... Is in this underground part or up above... well, it only started happening underground. In this underground part, are there any, like, areas to sit? Is this where do other people come down here who aren't Korrivar? Or is this like...
You can look around. There are no immediate
around.
places to sit that you can see other than the chairs you have. Taking a minute to taking a couple of minutes to look around, you find that the tunnels extend quite far, and there are open chambers in it where sort of like the only place I can think of is like, you know, in Skyrim.
No, I haven't ever played it.
You've never played Skyrim. Okay.
No, I somehow missed that one.
Day.
I don't know.
Okay.
Lynn, it's out on a fridge. How did you miss
Yeah.
Skyrim?
Hey, I
You
got
can
no
play it
fucking
on a
clue.
potato. Like, come on.
I
Probably
honestly,
can.
I haven't owned my own console until like I got a Nintendo Switch. So
Well, it's available
It's
on
on
the Nintendo Switch.
that's
Slim.
true.
It's on the Amazon Echo.
Okay. So
I don't have one of those.
in Skyrim, there are these places where there's sort of like a mausoleum, and there's like a chamber dug into the wall and the body laid out there. These open chambers are very much like that, with 2 to 3 people layered like on top of one another.
Yeah.
And there are benches where people could sit, contemplate, offer their respect. You get the feeling that these benches are for people to come and, like you would when you visit a graveyard.
Okay.
Did you ever watch The Haunted Mansion? Like Disney's Haunted Mansion.
Haven't ever
Glenn!
seen it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
okay.
what you're talking
I'll
about.
next movie night
I'll have a
wants to
picture in a
Haunted Mansion.
second.
I know
That
what
one,
you're talking about, though.
Yeah, that one I'm totally fine with. The Haunted Mansion, that was a thing that happened, unfortunately.
So, I think that Bernie is going to pay her respects to these people the way that she knows how, which is that her little, I think she has this thing, her priest's pack, because of her religion. I think it would have a couple like little tiny candles in it, and I think that she's going to set one down on the ground and light it, which she can cast create. Let me just double check. Can I cast create fire as a ganassi?
believe
I
you
think I
can.
can. Yeah, I think I can. I didn't write it down.
Bonfire
Or like produce flame.
or something
Produce
like
flame,
that.
something like that. Yeah. So she will
Yeah.
just sort of light it with her fingers, and it's like she grabs the wick and pulls away, and this like green fire sort of jumps out of her hand and onto the wick. And she looks over at Zala, because Delilah has seen her do this like 1,000 times, but to Zala this is new. And she says, would you like to pray with me for a moment?
Sure.
All right. And I scooch on the ground, scoop my butt along the dirt, and make some room for her. Next to this, just this like 3-inch long candle, and pray. And I think she leans into Zala and she says, sometimes, if I'm being honest, I don't really have anything going through my head. I just sort of take a moment to relax and meditate. So,
When we don't bury our dead, the ground is too hard. But when we take them up the mountain, to let the world really claim them, we don't have any words, we don't have any ceremony, we just sit with them for a little while.
exactly. That's lovely. And she bows her head, and I think there's after about maybe 2 minutes, just meditating on death, cycle of life, the inherent beauty in bleach-white bones, and the breaking down of something that was alive, and also who these people were, and in their memories. Bernie gets up and sits on the bench. So takes a breath.
Zala's probably not gonna sit on the bench, like on the floor in front of the bench.
I think that will probably put us at about eye level, considering how tall you are. Where's Delilah? Is she sitting next to me on the bench?
She is sitting next to you on the bench.
Okay, I'll take her hand and put it in my lap.
She laces her fingers together with yours.
I feel I have a lot of explaining to do.
If you want.
I do. I haven't had a great many friends in my life, Zala, and you are the most precious of them all. I didn't mean to keep a lie or to keep this from you, but I don't know, it's hard to talk about. And I look at Delilah.
She kind of nods understandingly.
I I've lied about a lot of things. I didn't really want to travel or see the world. I was happy in Pyra, but I had to because... Oh, where do I start?
Generally, the beginning is a good place to start.
Okay, well, Alright. Beatrice Almeida isn't really my name. It is, but my last name is Aldrich, and I have 2 twin sisters. I don't know how you say, part of a triplet, I guess. And my parents were... I mean, they tried their best. And... Anyways, I guess it all begins when I was set up in an arranged marriage to a man. The son of a merchant. To try and do my family some good. I wasn't the smart one or the strong one, really. I was, in comparison to my sisters, kind of just... I don't know, I didn't bring much to the table. And they thought that by doing this, I could perhaps increase our station, raise the Aldrich name into something more.
That seems
And
very unfair to you.
I guess it is. I was sort of fine to accept that as my fate. At least I was doing something for my family, I wasn't useless. And when I arrived in that city, I met Delilah. We didn't actually meet at a pub. We met at the temple. And we fell in love. And it was amazing. I'd never felt anything like it, but it was also so... I mean, I was engaged, and Delilah was sick.
And promise to others.
And she made a deal. The way things work in Paris, that you can sell your body, your soul, into servitude after your death, to be raised by the church and used as a servant. I knew that when Delilah passed, that's what would happen to her, but I didn't want that. I didn't want to get married. So... Sorry, that was my mom. So I did something a little bit risky and a little bit stupid. And now she's bound to me. Until I find a way to undo it and bring her back to life, and then I don't know.
I see.
So she's been here this whole time, which I hope isn't too creepy. But I swear, she's... Look at Delilah. She's the most amazing woman I've ever known. And I know that you will like her.
You're talking about yourself, darling.
Come on.
I'm alright, but you are the priest who returned my soul from the other side. Give yourself a little credit.
Well, before that, I'm your girlfriend.
Well, yes.
Anyways, I've told a lot of little lies. I don't know anything about history. I didn't have any friends growing up. I didn't really know what a tumor was, and I didn't lead any autopsies. And also, I never did yoga, and it's just a lot of little lies. I don't actually like carrot cake. I lied about that as well. It's kind of gross.
Why did you lie about carrot cake?
I don't know. Sometimes I open my mouth and lies come out, and I don't even know why I'm lying. It just sort of happens. I don't know, I thought that if I said I didn't like carrot cake, everyone would look at me so weird. Everybody else was nodding along like, yes, carrot cake is good, and I was too cowardly to say that I disagreed.
I don't... It seems like you lied because you felt like you needed to protect yourself. You don't need to lie to me.
I know. And I've been thinking about telling you because... I mean... Besides Delilah, you're the only person I've ever loved. Like, truly. And you mean a lot to me. And you keep me safe. We've been traveling together for a long time, but I didn't know how to tell you the truth because the truth is really scary. And I don't know how it is outside of Pyra, but not many people take kindly to necromancy. And also, what if you really liked carrot cake and then I didn't, and it would have been so awkward?
Then that just means I don't have to give you a bite of carrot cake.
You're right. You can eat it all for yourself.
I understand things being scary, but you're very important to me. And I don't want you to be scared of telling me something. And I will happily keep your secrets if you share them with me.
Okay. I have a lot more. It's hard to keep track of all the lies, but Now, I also said that I know how to cook a souffle, and I don't, actually.
I don't know what a souffle is.
I thought you didn't. That's probably what I could have kept to myself.
It's a delightful little snack.
It is, and I can't make them for shit.
We will have to find one so that Bloodhand can experience a delicious souffle. Perhaps that restaurant you all went to with the strange dog waiter.
That place has been haunting me, in the best way.
Food was very good. I haven't had moose in a long time.
We should go there again. But,
Perhaps just the two of you.
well, the three of us, technically, because you're always with me.
Well, yes, but I won't be visible. And I promise not to eavesdrop. I will make sure to eavesdrop on the other customers.
And then you can bring me all their gossip.
Exactly.
Yes, I love that. I love it when we do that. It's so fun. Do you remember that couple in Luchev who had a very quiet conversation about their divorce, and you were just eavesdropping the entire time, and they were breaking up because one of them liked dogs and one of them liked cats, and it was just so ridiculous.
That seems very silly.
It's very silly.
Such a strange thing to be fighting over.
Truly bizarre. They must have. I still believe that they had some sort of deeper underlying issues that they weren't addressing, because that's
I
ridiculous.
believe so, yes. There must be something. beyond.
Anyways, that one random couple's life is not important. Well, it is, but not right now. That would be nice. I'm really glad I told you, Zala, because I wanted you to know. And, whether or not Delilah had appeared today, I still would have wanted you to know.
Thank you. It means a lot that you wanted to trust me with this.
And now, my two favorite people can become friends. At some point, it's kind of hard to manage, but maybe we can start spending more time down here and get to know each other, and we can play, maybe some board games or something.
There are probably other places that will do this.
I hope so.
It's possible that Korova might know where other places are thin.
That is a good idea.
A mountain at home might be.
Really?
We take all our dead up there.
Huh.
Could very well be a place where the veil is thinner. I must say, having heard of your home, Bloodhand, I would very much like to see it someday.
I want to go back. I'm not sure when. I haven't found what I'm looking for yet.
May I ask what you're looking for?
I don't know.
I suppose that would make it significantly harder to find.
I will know it when I find it. But I don't know what it is yet. Mountains and forests don't really give clear instructions. Just an urge.
I suppose when the urge to return home strikes you, you might have found what you're looking for, even if you don't know it yet.
If I don't know I found it, how can I bring it back with me?
She just kind of smiles at you.
Can I ask you both for your opinion on something? Do you think that I should tell everybody else? I'm kind of afraid because I don't think Alois would judge me. She's very sweet, but
Cordelia has kept secrets of her own. I'm sure Shay has hers. I don't think anyone would judge you for it.
If you feel comfortable enough to tell them, then perhaps you should, but I think Bloodhand might agree that there's no harm being done. It's all right to keep it a secret until you're ready.
Maybe
I
we
won't
can
tell them for you.
I know you won't. But maybe I can start with, like, little baby steps. Like, maybe I'll finally tell everybody that I really hate black coffee and that I wish I could put a bunch of cream and sugar in it. And that I only said that because I wanted Cordelia and Shay to think I was cool.
That's the only way to drink coffee. Excessive amounts of cream and sugar.
I've never had.
I know! Thank you, Delilah! Thank you! Everybody else in this is so unreasonable. Alright. Okay, we'll start with that.
And if we're wrong, if they don't understand, if they don't accept it, we can go our own way.
You're right.
I will still be here for you.
I'll always be here for you. Oh, I'm so full of love. Alright, come here. I give Zala a big hug.
Zala will give a very big hug back.
And then I want to pull up from that. I give Delilah a big hug because Bernice feels very safe and loved and accepted. And she's just spreading the joy.
Delilah hugs you back and kind of gets Bloodhand in it as well. The three of you are sort of having a group hug, almost.
Where? Oh wait, never mind.
Nope.
Never mind. My brain answered
were
my
you
own
about
question.
to ask where y'all were?
No, something similar, but I'm not gonna say what it was.
Alright.
It's fair.
Maybe we should definitely go to the last home again together, but maybe tonight we can get everyone together for dinner and I can come clean about just a lot of lies that I've told.
Maybe.
Just so many lies.
Perhaps if you come clean about some of your lies or secrets, that the others might feel inspired to do the same.
You have to give trust to get trust.
You're right. But I just don't know how much they're going to open up to me, because all my lies are like, that I like the summertime, which I don't, it's too hot. That I think I look good in a hat, which I don't think I do.
You're wrong.
Well, thank you, but do you think I look good in everything? You know?
Yes.
How do I tell them that I've never been very good at jogging? I mean, that's all very silly little stuff. I don't think that they would inspire much trust in them. I think they just look at me like I went crazy temporarily.
Well, when things come up, then.
You're right. I think.
Next
Yeah.
time you are invited for coffee, tell them you don't want black coffee.
You're right. And when Shay and I do yoga tomorrow morning, I will tell her that I hate doing it and that we should stop and go get breakfast instead. Because I don't like doing yoga. I'm not good at it and it hurts my calves very much. Alright, well, thank you both for being so understanding.
Of course.
I had something for you, actually. I feel kind of awkward. I don't have anything for Delilah.
That's all right, darling. I'm not sure I can receive such gifts, even
Yes.
in this form.
Well, now I feel weird because I don't have any gifts for you either.
I don't need any. I have been working on something. I stayed up rather late last night, actually. And she's gonna kind of dig into her pocket and pull out just this delicate little black lace, like wrist strap almost. It's got floral patternings and little tiny bleached white beads that, I mean, you can guess are bone. And it's got this pattern of eucalyptus leaves on top of which sit a band of heather, and on top of the heather are a couple of tulips and some daffodils and peonies and pansies. And it's just this all black silk lace band, and off of the ties are a couple of larger beads that are also probably bleached white bone. I'm not done with the match for it. I was making one for myself as well.
Thank you. This is beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. It really matches my whole outfit.
Yes.
The detail work is incredible.
It was very finicky to work on.
I bet.
Lots of little pins, and I lost a few beads.
Oh no.
They're very small, and my hands are not.
No, then did you pick your fingers?
Once or twice, but that's nothing new.
Well, thank you, Zala. This is beautiful. Can I put it on right now?
Of course.
Okay, she does. Thank you.
It fits perfectly.
Bernie's just gonna hang out the rest of today. I think she's
Right.
probably gonna spend all day down here. She'll lose track of time.
Is probably going to at least offer to leave before them. Give them time to catch up.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then I make out with my girlfriend in a crypt, super hard.
Yeah.
Although,
Yeah.
I got this big list of lies. I wrote down every little lie that Bernie has ever told so that I could
Yep.
think about it. There's so much dumb shit in here.
I love it. So yeah, Zala, after a bit of time with Bernie and her ghost girlfriend, you head off, leaving the two of them to have some time alone. And
And Zala's gonna go have emotions on the way back.
yes, you have very strong emotions on the way back. I think that's where I'm going to wrap the session because what I have coming next might take longer than half an hour, and some of you need to sleep.
Can I do a little tiny, like, 5-minute scene?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
Sure. What did you want to do?
We're doing morning yoga. We
Great.
meet for morning yoga. This routine that we've established. And I don't
we can do evening yoga.
evening yoga, morning yoga, whatever time we've
So we
agreed
don't
to
have
do
to start a
yoga.
new day.
Okay, true.
Yeah, I will say you probably won't be starting a new day at the start of next session. So
Okay. Evening time yoga, enjoying the breeze. Before you even start, Bernie says, I have something to tell you, Shay. I'm quite ashamed of it.
Okay.
I hate yoga. I never did yoga as a child. I've lied about my entire history with yoga. I think it's dumb. I'm not good at it. It hurts very much. I also hate black coffee, and I hate carrot cake. And unicorns scare me. I lied when I said that they're very beautiful, mysterious creatures. They have a big horn, and horses are terrifying. I thought I'd tell you all of that. And also, brunch is stupid. Commit to either lunch or breakfast. Don't go for an in-between, and I never want to have brunch again. All right. I thought I'd just complain.
Are we still at the plant cocoon, or?
No, this is after plant cocoon, I think.
yes.
So
You hear a little slight lilty laughter in your ear, Bernie.
So that was a lot.
Yeah, I have more lies, but I figure we can cover that later.
I mean, I kind of knew you didn't like yoga. Like, you didn't need to tell me that. I got it. Most people don't like yoga.
Yeah, I just thought I had told you that I liked yoga, and I did it when I was younger. And those are both, I mean, at least now, I'll still do yoga with you if you really want me to. I think it's probably good for me, but I hate it, and I don't want to, but I'll do it.
You don't have to do yoga.
No,
I'm
it's
not making you do it. Like,
No, I know you don't
I'm
make
pretty
me.
sure you're the one who initiates the yoga.
I did, and I
Just
regret
so you
it.
So you can, like, unload stuff on me.
Yeah. Well, that's when I'm starting to enjoy our time bonding together, But maybe we can do another activity instead. It's not all about stretching my body in ways it just wasn't meant to go.
Okay.
Great, let's go do something else.
After that, I will wrap. We will pick up tomorrow with Aloise finishing her ritual because I don't have a voice for an adult moon lily, and that's gonna take me a week.
Boy howdy.
Yeah. So we will be wrapping here. Yeah, thank you all for playing. As usual, it is a tremendous amount of fun, and seriously, playing with you all on Wednesdays is like the highlight of my week. I love you all immensely. Also, thank you all for watching. It is delightful that we get to share this fun, silly, weird game with other fun, silly, weird people. Said with love. Said with love.
Yes.
As lovingly as we can.
Yes. But I think, do we have any announcements that we want to
Follow
shout
us
out?
on YouTube. Please
Yeah.
consider subscribing to us on Twitch to give us your support and help us keep doing this and maybe making more fun things. Because we don't have a whole lot of time. But if we were to start earning a lot of money off of this, we would have more time, potentially.
Hint
Yes.
towards the end of the year surprise.
Yeah. So yeah. Also,
Thank you,
please
Air.
absolutely follow us on YouTube.
yeah, I'm just going to give a shout out to thank you, Airborea. Sorry if I got your name wrong. They just subscribed to us. Thank you. You rock. As do all our subscribers and followers. You're all great.
Yeah.
But we will be wrapping this session. Again, thank you all. Thank you all who are watching. We look forward to seeing you all again next week. And, stay safe, wash your hands, and take care of one another.